Hey guys, it's Kate. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nothing says summer like a bunch of brown drips. But this is from a video from quite a while back that never saw the light of day because I just got way away from my goals. And I am coming forward with this to say, yes, we can create some things that we really don't like. Now, there's things about this that I do like, especially these red stencils that I put in, but I wanted to take today and try to fix this and just turn it into something that I like. Now, not everybody out there may hate this. I do personally. So for my art journal, I think I would like to see something different, something a little bit brighter and more summery, because I found this wonderful collage piece in an old magazine and I just really love these here and I want to do them justice. So I'm going to go in with some gesso and cover over some of these dark spots and have another go at this art journal page. And I think that if there's something you can get out of this, I think hopefully that anything is worth saving. You can always paint over it. If you make something that you hate, you can always do over again. So I'm going to start doing that now and brighten up this page. And so mainly the thing that I really didn't like was how dark I made this page without really doing it on purpose. I just really overdid that ink and it kind of took away from my nice collage that I had. So I'm gonna start here and I'm grabbing my spray bottle of water and I'm just going to kind of come out here and give it a light mist. And I want to try this blending brush again to see if I can get a nice soft overlay and then kind of work to build some of that color back up. But this is going to go a long way, I think, to lightening up the page a bit. And I can layer and stuff, but that makes a huge difference almost immediately. So I'm going to add a little bit more gesso here. And I'm going to do the same thing and do some blending after giving it a light spray. And I don't want to take away all of that nice texture from underneath, but this definitely helps with that in your face brown. All right, I'm gonna start adding a little bit to this page so we can start over here. Just like this. And I loved how it said summer journal there. I thought that was a really nice sentiment for this page. And like I said, I just really loved this whole collage. All right, that might have been a little too much water, but we'll go with it. And I'm just gonna make this nice and airy. Wish you were here. I love it. Okay, I've got quite a bit of white on this page and there's a lot of pink coming through. I'm going to start here with some of my acrylic ink, and I grabbed this emerald green color because it kind of matches a little bit of these colors in the collage piece with the background. So I'm going to start by adding some texture this way. And I'm going to take care of both sides of my journal and just add. And it will kind of lighten up as it dries a bit, but it'll add a little bit of contrast also. And then I'm going to go in with some heavier white and just kind of spread that out a bit and make it a little bit thicker. So I'm going to come back into my gesso here, and I'm just going to kind of rub it around in some spots and blend it in more with this paper. All right, I've got this bit of bluegrass green, and it's kind of a rich color. I'm going to add a little bit of this canary yellow to it because we have a lot of red going on and pink, so I'm going to add a little bit of a complementary color that'll bring back some of the green that we have in here. But I want to warm that green color up just a little bit. So I'm going to grab my liner brush and see what we get mixing this together. That's kind of a nice little green. Let's see. Maybe I'll add a little bit more yellow. The yellow isn't very strong in this palette, so, or in that brand, so you need a bit more of it. I probably shouldn't have used so much of that grass green, but here we are. And you know what? I'm going to add a little bit of this moody blue to just tone it down a little bit too. You know what? Why don't I go with complementary and add just a touch of red. That's better. I like that. Adding a little bit of complementary color will really tone it down. Okay, I am going to come in here and do a little bit of marks just like that. And I'm going to come in with this brush, get it a little bit blotted, and it's pretty damp. This is a very soft brush too. And I'm going to just blend some of this green in here, just so we have that kind of coming up into our collage piece. And I can have that go right up around the edge here. And I just need a little bit of paint to do it. Just like that. So it'll just add that sort of subtle green. And we can always build it up, but it's hard to take away, like I learned with the brown. So I like this as a starting point for sure. I'm going to add just a little bit right over here. And then we're going to have this continue right into this page. Just like that. I like that. All right, let me add just a hint over here. And maybe just a little bit up there. Okay, I'm going to get my little circle mark making tool, and I'm going to dip this into the paint also and add a little bit of a pattern here with some hard edges. Just like that. I'm going to go over some of the same marks again, but I'm going to bring it right across the page and make sure I get a good amount of paint and just go to town here. And this up here is a little bit busy compared to the rest of the paper, so I might add a little bit more green over this way and brush that in. Yeah. All right. I think that looks looks good. I'm going to do some more of these ink drops. Okay, I've got some of that crimson red, and I'm going to put some off to the side and mix it with some white to make a nice light pink color. Just like this. And it's pretty strong, unlike that yellow, so a little goes a long way here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of water to make it more spreadable. So I'm just picking up a little bit out of my jar with my brush. And I'm going to start by outlining some of this collage piece with my light pink. Just like that. I'm just going to kind of go around and do our little outline. Then I'm going to come in with my other filbert brush and just kind of just blot at it a little bit and soften that edge, make it blend out into the paper a little bit more to kind of make it cloudy. But I want to use it as almost just something to make my collage piece stand out. So I'm just adding a little bit of moisture here to that thin paint and dragging it around. And just doing that before it dries. And so we have a nice soft outline. And I'm going to come to this one and do that same thing. And I'm just starting small and slow, and I'm going to see how it looks. And I can always come back in with more color. And I've got a little bit of that green still slightly damp, but that's all right. I'm just sort of playing around and seeing what we've got here. Now I'm going to come out here a little bit and come into this green. And I'm going to come in with the blending brush and just soften that a bit. And it's almost going to give just a little bit of a wispy look. But that color will be picked up by the page. I might add a little bit down here in the corner, and that will just add some pink there and right there, and put some up here on that dark spot and get some more pink. Now I'm going to dip into this crimson just straight on. I'm going to see how this kind of looks if I do some hand done swirls like that. I think I like that, and it kind of goes along with the other ones too. And maybe I add a little bit of one here. And how about one coming right up that way? And that adds a little bit more contrast to our page. And do I want a little bit of that darkness outlining? I think maybe so. But I'm kind of making it a broken line. Just in some spots here, to give that extra hint of color. And I might go back into this green, mix that up a bit more, and add a little bit more water. And I'm going to take the fine brush with some of this toned down green and do some leaf shapes. And maybe I'll do my line first. Just like that. And I'll just go pretty basic with these. And just slowly go through with my paint. I'm going to go over this text down here that was covered up by gesso. Okay, I've got a little bit of darks, not too many darks, a lot of midtones, and not really much white left. So I'm going to go into this pure white with my liner brush. And I'm going to just go over a few of these leaves just to kind of make them pop. Like that. And maybe just kind of outline them sort of lightly and add a little bit of extra pop of texture, and almost like they've got little highlights on them. I'm not being too careful, just adding a little mark to each one. Like that. Then I'm going to take my brush and dip it in again, and we're going to have some dots. And I'm going to follow along with these circles a bit that we made before with that green. And I'm going to let them go into my collage a bit so that we have it going on there. And then I'm going to continue it over onto this page and through to that other corner. And this doesn't leave as delicate of a mark as my stylus that I like, but I kind of like the little blobs of paint, and I will say I get more mileage from this. And I might add just a couple that spread out more. Yeah. Oh, I forgot these little leaves here. Now we've got a little bit of this sort of navy blue color and some more muted tones, and I might go back into this moody blue and make just a few little marks with it, not a lot, and maybe some just thin ones. I'm going to see how I like it, and I'm just going to introduce it in a couple of places. What do I think of that? Maybe just a couple. And maybe put them around my leaves a little bit. Just to break up that green, possibly. And these are just kind of messy circles that I'm doing quickly with my brush. And I've got a little bit of space up here. And maybe we'll add a couple over here. I'm trying not to forget my page edges. All right. I think that looks pretty good to me. It's a lot better than brown, I'll tell you that. Let's see here. I'm going to add just a little bit of white, and like I have that red here, I'm going to add a little bit of white in some of those broken line areas, just like this. And it'll be where we didn't have that dark red. And it will kind of complete that outline a bit. And I'm just going around sort of gently with a broken line, just like I did with the darker color. And that adds a little bit more white there as well. And I like this much better. And I think we're going to call this good. So I don't know if I'll look at it another time and say, oh man, I hate that one too. But I like it for now. And we always evolve and change, so who knows, maybe this will be that page we always revisit. But a painting is never done, so we just have to stop when it feels right, and I think it feels right to me now. So I'm going to give you a close-up, and you know what the before picture was like, and with all those brown drips. So we got rid of those, added some nicer colors, a little bit more brightness, and continued some of that stencil that I really liked from the first go round. And it was hand done, but I like how it turned out. So I hope this will inspire you to revisit some of your ugly artwork, because we all make it, and just see what you can do to change it around. You can change the whole tone of a painting. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep creating.